Are you ready? Today's menu has got mozzarella with tomato for starters. Then we've got some lovely spaghetti with seafood. And then for dessert, some chocolate prunes. Firstly, let's start with the sauce for the pasta. We get some anchovies, some cherry tomatoes and a red hot chili pepper and some spring onions. Now we're gonna finally chop them up and put them in the frying pan and get ready for the sauce. Firstly, we start with the spring onions. You try and cut them as finely as you can. In that way, in the frying pan, they'll dissolve, so you won't be even able to taste them. You can just throw these parts. If you're not a big fan of spicy tastes, then I wouldn't recommend this. But this is doing it the way I like it, so if you'd like some, just put a bit or maybe a lot if you're a big fan of it. But beware, it's spicy. So we turn on the frying pan. And we put some olive oil, just a little bit. Now we finally chop the garlic into small cubes. And now get ready for all the magic. Now you have to be careful because you have to be fast, because when they start to get the color, then you must add the tomatoes and the anchovies. Don't put too many of these because these are really salty and you might not even like them, so I would go gentle on them. 3 would should do it. Smells amazing already. Imagine in a bit when the sauce goes in. Maybe that's too high. I'm gonna turn it off a bit. Now we're gonna put just a bit of Tabasco. That wasn't just a bit, by the way. Then some paprika. Oops. Just a little bit of crushed garlic for this extra kick of it. Then some coriander and some rosemary. Now we're getting ready to put in the shellfish. So we get our prawns. And we just throw them in. They're pre-cooked, so I wouldn't let them for so long. And then you get your squid, your mussels and your king prawns, and you also put them in there. Now we're gonna put some red wine till it simmers. I'll put a bit of to me as well. Chin chin everyone. We're gonna turn the heat up now so it starts boiling. In the meanwhile, we're gonna boil our kettle and we're gonna put our tagliatelle on. Our water isn't boiling quite yet, so we'll have to wait a few minutes while I put some salt in it. And then it's always good to put a little bit of oil so you prevent the spaghetti from sticking together. So now, I think the sauce is going really well. If you'd like to have a look here. Now we put these little ends that we left before, that's why we left them, so it can be the extra garnish for the end when it's getting ready to enter with the sauce, the tomato sauce. You can already see that the wine has started to reduce itself and the spaghetti water seems to be going well, maybe a bit too slow, but we'll be ready in a bit. In the meanwhile, I think we'll start getting ready with our starter. So we get our mozzarella cheese and our big beef tomatoes. So we cut this end bit of the tomato and this part from the top. Then you could take this part. I hate this middle part in the middle because it's all really hard. So now, you chop the tomato in really thin slices. Try to cut as many as the slices of the mozzarella cheese, because this will be its topping. And it's a great Italian delicacy, especially before pizzas and spaghetti like today. So, our tomato is ready, and then we get our plate. Now we slice the mozzarella really fine. So now we're ready. Just a little bit of olive oil, some oregano, we sprinkle it with a bit of oregano. It smells amazing. Mediterranean smells coming through. Then I've never tried this before, but I imagine a little drop of Tabasco on it cheese will be a sensation. I think a bit too much. Now we're ready for our tagliatelle. I don't think it should need more than 10 minutes. And now just stir it in. Now our seafood is ready for its tomato sauce. So we're going to take this tomato. This tomato is made in Trikala, a Greek part, and it's really famous for its tomatoes. They're really nice and really tasty. These have basil and oregano, which is all the ingredients we've been using today. So it should be really nice. I'm going to use this in here with just a little bit of water. I'm going to shake it all about. I like to shake it all about. We're going to add it in here. Now we're going to put just a little bit of sugar so it can kill the tomato saltiness. We put a little bit of pepper and a bit of garlic, just a bit. And then we're getting ready for our dessert. You place in a boiling water, over boiling water, a little plate, better with a scoop in it, and you get some chocolate, some prunes, and some hazelnuts. In the meanwhile, we stir the sauce. It's also good to put a little bit of butter with your chocolate, because it would make it melt easier and would have this creamier taste for it, and would be really, really delicious. The spaghetti is getting a bit too excited here. Let's see what's going on. Tagliatelle is looking good, almost ready, so we have to hurry up. So, we put a chocolate in this tray. We taste it so it's not poisonous. I think we can use it. Now, we put just a little bit of butter. We have to hurry up, everything's happening so quickly now. The chocolate is almost ready, so we must get the prunes ready. So, we take some prunes and some hazelnuts. You can get these in any supermarket. And the idea is that you stuff the prunes with this hazelnut and then dip the prune in the chocolate. So, we have to cut through this prune and make like a little hole so we can put this prune in it, this hazelnut, sorry, and you squash it in like this, and then you just close it, and then you do the same with the rest. It's really easy to make and really delicious, like your children will love it. You can make as many as you want for the whole family. Oopsie daisy. So, it's all ready. The tagliatelle almost looks ready, is almost ready. The chocolate is looking good, hasn't melted yet. So, You cut through the bread. And you open it up like this, so all the oil and the garlic and the parsley can go through this and give great aromas. So now we need a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of fresh parsley, let's check on our pasta. Alright, the tagliatelles are ready. We keep a little bit of the water, so when we mix it with the sauce, it all absorbs it. Then we put some garlic in our garlic bread and we're ready. It's ready to go in the oven in some cooking paper. And now you put in the oven for about 15 minutes on about 100 degrees, 180, 350 Fahrenheit. Our pasta is looking good, as is our chocolate. Our chocolate is starting to finally get the form we were wishing for. So the sauce is almost ready. So now we take the prunes and add them in the chocolate. You just sink them in and cover them with chocolate all around them. And then you just place it on the plate. And you do the same with the rest. So let's just throw all of them in there. Oh, yeah. And now you leave this in the fridge for just a bit so the chocolate can go nice and hard. And then you sprinkle the magic. Just for about 10 minutes to do it. Now let's have a look on our pasta. Still looks good. Smells amazing. Now it's ready to mix it up with all of the sauce. So now we're going to add the seafood sauce into the tagliatelle and serve the pasta. Make sure you get all of these lovely colorful ingredients in there. Don't miss anything out. Now you could do two things. You could do this. Absolute magic. So we're ready to serve our pasta. Now, you could put some feta cheese on top. You could sprinkle it all over the spaghetti instead of Parmesan cheese. Although you may prefer Parmesan, you may not like feta cheese. But it's your choice. In Greece they make this sauce called saganaki, which has the red sauce. And then it's got some feta cheese. Can you see? These are all okay. Now we're going to do a bit of magic over the chocolate. It's like snow. Now we're waiting for our garlic bread, and our Italian aphrodisiac beauty is ready. Oh.